Hi, I'm Natalie Ruiz, and I want to welcome you to part 2 of our voice workshop. In the first part, we looked at 3 main points, including looking after your body, being mindful of voice use, and learning about your voice. So sit back and relax as we continue to learn more about your voice. Tip number 4 is practice. Now, if you've got a goal, if you want to be able to sing better, then what you need to do is actually practice. And the Bible speaks about that. We learn in the parable of talents that seeds are given to us, seeds of greatness. And what happens is, if we don't use them, we bury them in the ground. And we know what happens in that parable. What would you call him? The owner of the vineyard, or whoever it was, the boss, came to the servants and said, "What have you done with the talent?" to the person who buried it. And that was definitely the wrong thing to do, and it's not God's heart for us. So practice. Put some time into your week where you can set time aside to do exercises. Now, if you're not able to see a voice teacher at this time, and you're not able to slot in maybe a casual lesson now and then, check out on the internet, look up voice lessons or voice exercises, and find something that can actually just help you to stay in voice shape. There's so much out there, and I encourage you to look into it and put some time aside to keep your voice in shape. Just like an athlete needs to do regular training. You don't just go for a big run once a year. If you want to do a big run, like a half marathon, or you want to set yourself a goal, then there are little things that you need to do on the way. And what you need to do if you want to be able to sing better, or you want your voice to last you longer, you need to put time into your week to practice. Now, I've got another tip for you, tip number 5, and that is to record your voice. Find a way, whether it's on your telephone, or if you've got a computer that records, or maybe someone has a studio. Don't be shy. Go in there and actually listen to your voice. Record yourself, then step back and listen. How does my voice sound? Does it sound raspy? Does it sound clear? What do I like about my voice? Where do I need to work? That's another really good thing to do, because when you're in the moment, sometimes it's really hard to have an understanding, or I suppose just a balanced view of what you're actually able to do. And to get better at something, you need to target your weaknesses as well as your strengths. So don't be embarrassed. It's a bit sometimes daunting for all of us, but get in there, even use your mobile phone. And if you want, do it in the bathroom, because at least you'll sound much better, because we always do sound better in the shower. Tip number 6, and this is my last tip for you, is to get some experience. Don't just wait for an invitation. Now, I'm not saying, put yourself out there on some stage, walk up there and just take the microphone and sing a song. I'm not talking about that. You might not sing on your music team, or you might. You might not be a soloist. You might be someone who sings in the choir, or you might not be doing anything at all. But I want to encourage you, find something that you can do to get some experience in a public arena. That might be with your church choir. That might be in urban life, or in your cell group. You just sing a bit louder, or you take the opportunity to lead some songs. That might mean that you join a choir, even in a music school. We've got choirs or vocal groups in our music school. I don't know what it is for you, but take a step and go higher and further than what you've been before. Get out there. It's never too late to get some experience. Doesn't matter how old you are, do something new. And I know I'm speaking to some people out there. It's time. I'm going to finish up with just a few little simple exercises that you can do to help your voice. Now, number 1, and I won't stand up, but I'll just use my upper body to show you. What's very important with using your voice correctly is your posture. So I want you to imagine, as you're standing up, I'm sitting, but imagine that I'm standing. I want you to imagine that you've got a string that's being pulled out from the top of your head, and someone is pulling you tall, like a puppet, pulling you straight up. That's already fixing your posture. So the back of your neck is going to be nice and straight, your chin is not sticking out, and your chest is coming up to your chin, almost like you're holding a little sort of piece of fruit or an apple underneath your chin. Your shoulders feel relaxed, they sit back. That's good posture. And when you stand like that, your larynx is in the right spot to sing or speak, and you're going to be able to take a better breath because your rib cage is lifted and in the right position. Number 2 is to do some deep panting. So often what we get students to do in our school is to pretend they've just run a marathon, slightly bend over and to pant like they've just finished doing heavy exercise like this. Very relaxed, not straining, but very relaxed. Opening up the airway and letting that breath drop in. That's something that will help you to open your throat, which is really key number 1 to being able to sing or speak properly. Number 3 is the brrr. Now, I do this in the car, I do this pretty much all the time, and I think a lot of people think I'm strange. But if you're a singer, this is probably not new to you. The brrr or bubble is something that speech therapists and voice teachers alike will teach anyone who uses their voice to keep it in tip-top shape. And it's like giving your voice a massage and stretching your vocal cords together all in one. So what you do, you either lift up your cheeks or do it without lifting your cheeks, and you brrr like that. And then you can start to do it on notes like brrr, brrr, and you can continue right up to even higher than you thought you could actually sing, because there's no tension and you're not constricted in any way when you do this exercise, which is why for those of you who have a bit of voice tension, it's such a good exercise to be able to learn to release any voice tension and then start to sing as freely as you. And number 4, any exercise that you do that has a slide in it is going to be a great exercise to keep your voice in tip-top shape. Later on you can start doing more fiddly gear, but if you could start with doing just something even like this. Me, 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 and so on and so forth. The E vowel is a great vowel to be able to get your vocal cords humming together or vibrating together really well. You get a nice clear resonance or ring in the sound, and when you slide the voice, what you're doing is you're massaging the vocal cords and you're actually using them in a way that is not abrupt but that is very gentle. And what we want to do is learn how to treat our voice with respect, because our voice does a lot for us, hey? So I'll leave you with that. I hope you've enjoyed this session, and please feel free to ring the Planetshakers School of Creativity